everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm so glad you're here. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Beth and I live in Houston and I sell clothing on Poshmark and eBay. And today is going to be another drive, chitty, car chat, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to try not to edit this much because it takes a lot of time to edit. But I do like to add some fun little cartoons and stuff like that, you know, on the screen as I talk. Today I'm going to give you some tips on how to have the most organized eBay store ever. Now, I'm not claiming that my store is the most organized store ever, but I have learned a whole lot since I started selling in 2017, and there are some things that I wish I had done from the very beginning that would have saved me a lot of time and trouble. So I've got this list here. I'm going to try to look at it while I'm driving, which could be a little bit dangerous, but I'm going to try. So I'm trying to get this right now at a good angle so that you're not having to see my chin flab here, but looks like if I put it vertically, if I put it vertically, then it looks kind of strange on the screen. So we're just going to deal with it this time. Alright, so how to have the most organized eBay store ever. Let's start with the first step, which is getting your head organized. And that simply means that you want to get everything down on paper or on something digital that you're ever going to need to think about. Alright, ever, for your business and your home. So you could have a planner. You can use the calendar in your phone. You can set alarms. I have several alarms set during the day for different tasks. Or you could just create lists on pieces of paper. Stick notes are also an option, but get your head in gear for what you're going to be doing in your store. Have it written down because a lot of times you forget awesome ideas. And you want to be able to go back and find those ideas and implement them, okay? The next thing, and I think this is the most important thing to start with, and I'm mainly talking to new eBayers, but if you have an eBay store now, you're going to glean hopefully some information from this as well. I think the most important thing before you start your eBay business is to organize your home and your home schedules. And I wish I had done this from the get-go. I know there are a lot of YouTubers who would disagree with me. They think, business always comes first. And, but my priority is my home life, my personal life, my relationships. And I hope that you have that in your life as well. I hope that you have wonderful relationships with people, a wonderful home, safe home. And if you can get that home organized the way you want it first, then you don't have to stop things in your business later to go back and work on your home, all right? So get all those big honey-do lists done, all those projects, all those renovations. Get all of that stuff out of the way and done, all right? And then make sure that you have written down somewhere the schedules, your appointments, things that you have to do, birthdays, anniversaries. I know what I do is at the beginning of every month, I go out and I buy all the birthday cards, anniversary cards, graduation cards for the whole month. And then as those dates come up, I send those out. So getting all that stuff out of the way for your home and your personal life, you don't even have to think about it. And it doesn't cause you to get interrupted as much while you're doing eBay. The next thing, and these really aren't in any particular order, but this one is near the top, is to organize your budget. Again, I'm going to get some flack for this, but to me, I really feel like if you're going to start an eBay store, I would like to have had like a $500 in the bank already there as a safety net. I know there are lots of videos out there that tell you start an eBay store with no money. And you can. I mean, I'm not saying that you can't, but like for me, I don't use boxes. I use poly mailers. So just because I have a bunch of cardboard boxes in my garage that I can recycle, I'm not going to send my clothing out in that. So you have to have a budget set up, some money in the bank, I feel. Okay, maybe make it $250 for little incidentals that come up, tape and staplers, or, stick notes, printer cartridges, labels, the list goes on. And if you don't have that buffer, you're going to get stuck somewhere. You're going to get bottlenecked. You're going to get stressed. And of all the things I want to tell you today, I'm trying to keep you from getting stressed out, because eBay can be a stressful business without organizing all of this. So let's go ahead and make it simple on ourselves and get organized to take a lot of that stress away. And then selling on eBay will be so much more enjoyable, right? And so much more profitable, because you're not going to have to keep going back and changing things. Let's start at the beginning, organizing things the way we want them. Of course, you can change later if they're not working out, but to set up a structure is so important. And I didn't have that. I just had 4 or 5 plastic Rubbermaid tubs in my guest room, and I just threw stuff in there without even thinking, anything about how I was going to set up my inventory system or how I was going to ship. I remember when I got my first sale and I had no clue what to ship this little football helmet in. It was a little bitty plastic football helmet about the size of a quarter. I didn't even know what to do, and I had no plans in place. So I'm hoping that this will help you. All right, so you got to figure out, what are you going to ship in? Are you going to ship in boxes? Are you going to ship in poly mailers? Do you have the tape? Do you have the labels? Are you going to have thank you notes? Are you going to send packing slips? If you're going to send packing slips, you need to make sure you have plenty of paper in the printer and the toner set up. These are the kinds of things you need to plan, all right? The next thing you need to do, I feel, is you need to organize your work time. You need to make a decision about how much time are you going to put into eBay. Are you going to have regular hours? Like for me right now, I'm working from the time I get up until 12 noon every other day. And on weekends, I work for 2 hours at a time. So that's 4 hours on the weekends. Or you can work all day long, or you can work evenings. But whatever schedule you set up for yourself, be sure that you give it a try for a couple of weeks and see if it's going to work for you. Don't be discouraged the first week if it doesn't. Just tweak it. And then maybe in 2 weeks, if it's not working, you can change it. But it's really important to set up some kind of a work schedule. And I'll tell you why. Because family members, God love them. I love my family. I love my friends. But they can take advantage. They think, oh, just because she's working from home, she can just stop everything she's doing and drive over here and bring me this so-and-so to my house. No, I stop at noon. I can come anytime after noon. I'm very, very strict with that. I'm also strict with the way I hang out with people. I tell them, hey, I can't work today because I got to get this done and I got to stop at noon. So set your work schedule. Try it out. If it doesn't work, tweak it. All right? Let me look on my list while I'm driving. Okay, next thing is to organize your workspace. So, set up your desk the way you want it. Make sure everything is in clear reach. Make sure you don't have to keep going to other rooms to get things. The things that you use every single day, make sure that they are on your desk or in a drawer within arm's reach. I used to do this thing where I would put things that I needed every day across the room because I wanted to get out of my chair and get some exercise. And I thought, if I put that over there on the other side of the room, then every time I get up, that's 3 or 4 steps. Well, yeah, I guess that worked for exercise, but it didn't work for my business, and I was wasting a lot of time. So everything that I could possibly need is at my desk or in the desk drawer. All I have to do is roll my desk over and get it. And then you got to decide, are you going to store your inventory in tubs, milk crates, boxes? Are you going to hang them? All these kind of things you need to plan ahead of time. And it was like 3 places ago that we lived, I started out in tubs, And then smack dab in the middle, I decided, you know what, I'm going to hang everything. So then I had to go buy 100 and something hangers, and then I had to label the hangers, and it was a mess. I don't know why I thought that was going to save any more space. It really didn't. But I changed mid, like within a year, I changed, and it was awful. Figure, if you're going to change something, ask yourself, why am I changing this? Is this really going to save me that much more time, that much more space before you change it? Make sure you can change it back. Also, organize when you're going to reorder supplies. Like, that goes with your budget too. But like for me, whenever I order 2 boxes of business cards at a time, 250 cards in each box. When I finish the first box, I order 2 more boxes. 1 box lasts me a little under a month because there's 250 in there, and I typically sell between 300 and 400 items per month. So yeah, I wish I could order more. I have the money, but right now I'm thinking about redesigning my business card, and so I don't want to have too many ordered. But hey, if you have a lot of storage, ordering those supplies way ahead of time is very, very beneficial. And I do that with my padded flat rate envelopes and my priority flat rate envelopes. I probably have 400 of each in my garage, and anytime I get down to about 300, I order more from the post office. I have way more than I need, but I never run out, and I never panic. So okay, next one is to organize your procedures. So what will you do with your inventory first when you get it home from the thrift store? Have some kind of an assembly line. Have something that's very consistent. So when I bring my inventory home, it stays in my trunk for probably a week. I don't have room in my house to store inventory from the thrift store. All right. Washing. So then it goes, to be detagged and washed, photographed, drafted, and put away. Have procedures already set up how you're going to do this. So like for putting away, I have a shopping cart, and whenever I list items, they get put in there in their plastic bags. And when that shopping cart is full, that says, Beth, it's time for you to go put this away. Some of you, I know, put your things away immediately, and then there are some of you who I know don't put things away very often, and then that gets really confusing if you sell it, and then you don't know where it is. So have those procedures already. Be thinking about that. Have them in mind. How are you going to do it? And do it the same every time. That way, if you make a mistake, you can kind of figure out where the item is, and where you messed up just by looking at your procedures. I know this kind of messes me up sometimes where I've drafted an item, it's got a number clipped to it, and then I put it on the mannequin and I find a spot. And so then what happens is I have to take the card off, the number, to put it back in the wash. And then what do I do with the card? All right. And that number is on my inventory sheet. And so it can get very confusing. So I have a procedure for that. That number gets put in a certain place on my desk. When it comes out of the wash, I know to go grab that number because I want them to match. So you have to and you'll see the more mistakes you make, the more procedures you will tweak, and you won't make that mistake again. Sorry, I'm getting a text message and I'm trying to drive and look at this. So, same procedure for washing, same procedure for photographing, same procedure for listing. The more consistent you can be, the faster you can get this done, the less errors you will make. And you will feel so good about yourself because there won't be any questions. You won't wake up in the morning going, what am I going to do today? It'll just be like clockwork, okay? The next thing is to organize your platform. whether it's Poshmark, eBay, whatever we're talking about. So decide how many you're going to list every day, and, or how many are you going to photograph every day? How are you going to take returns? Are you going to do free returns? Are you going to do buyer paid returns? Are you going to run sales? Make a decision right from the beginning. I'm going to run a sale every single day, or I'm going to run a sale every weekend. This is how much my sales are going to be. All right. This is going to eliminate thinking, and eliminating thinking is great because it saves time and it doesn't give you a chance to change your mind. You just automatically do it. I don't even have these lists anymore because they just become such a part of my routine. I used to have a checklist of what I did every single morning when I got up. I don't have that list anymore because it's in here. It's completely memorized. I've been doing the same exact thing for 2 years in June. This coming June, in a couple of days. 2 years I've been doing the same thing every single day when I wake up. I don't have to think about it anymore. All right. Promoted listings. Are you going to run promoted listings? Are you not going to run promoted listings? Are you going to run a flat rate, 5%, 1%? Are you going to do above trending? How many percent? Make a decision. You can always change it, but make a decision. This is how it's going to be. I'm going to do this consistently for 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 months, whatever. That way you don't have to think about it. Also, handling time. Pick your handling time and stay with it. Why do you want your handling time to be on the same day? Is it stressing you out? How about one day? Is it stressing you out? Have you had late shipments because you haven't been able to find the item and then 3 days later you found it? Well, maybe if you're someone who's disorganized and you can't find your items within 1 or 2 days, maybe you need to extend your handling time to 3 days. That will give you time to find the item. Hopefully that will also teach you that it would be best to go back and figure out how you're storing your items and how your items are getting lost. But give yourself a buffer. Don't stress yourself out. Of all the things that I want you to learn from this video, I don't want you to be stressed. This business can be a lot of fun. Don't stress yourself out. eBay can stress you out, but don't stress yourself out. Combined shipping. Are you going to do combined shipping? If so, how much are you going to charge for additional items being shipped? Set that procedure so that you can tell your customers, hey, here's how we do it. Every time you purchase an item, each additional item will be $1 extra to ship, or whatever. Or no, we don't do combined shipping. Or we do combined shipping on certain items. Have it already set up so that you can tell your customers, because they will ask for combined shipping unless you have free shipping. And by the way, that's another one to decide. Do you want to do free shipping or not? Be sure you know that if you do free shipping and free returns, that you will be paying for the item to be shipped to that person, and if they return it, you will also be paying for the item to come back. So that's twice you're paying for shipping instead of one time. And then think about, how are you going to ship it? I think I told you already that, but if you're selling jeans, how are you going to ship it? I do flat rate envelopes. Are you going to ship a mug? Are you going to do the box and the bag, or are you just going to do the box? These are things that you need to set up before you really start selling a lot, or you're going to be frazzled when some of these things happen. Okay, organize your shipping. So that's the other thing. Decide, when are you going to ship? Are you going to ship all day long? I noticed that a lot of the times when I order supplies on eBay, like stickers and labels and things like poly mailers, that when I place an order on eBay for those items, those vendors typically ship within the hour. And I think that's kind of the way a lot of those are set up. They just ship them when they come in, when the orders come in. Now, I don't think they're taking them down to the post office, but they're definitely putting the shipping label on there. Probably they don't want you to cancel. And I am a firm believer that sometimes when you ship items out, you get sales after that. I wish I could ship all day long, but it's too interrupting for me. So for me and my household, every night at 9 o'clock, I ship for the next day. And then when I get up in the morning, anything that is sold overnight gets shipped that morning. So I usually have between, 3 and 10, about 3 to 7 items usually sell overnight for me. So that's not too bad. It doesn't take very long to ship, a few items when I wake up. But I don't know. I think the shipping as it comes in would be really great, but it's just it's too interruptive. It really is. Some people ship by the hour. Some people ship every couple of days. So that's up to you. Light is green, so I got to look really quick. I'm almost to the end. Okay, the next one, and this is one that I learned in December, is plan for emergencies. Organize your routine for emergencies. So what are you going to do if the electricity goes out? I have I don't know what you call it. It's a battery pack. And if my electricity goes out, I can plug my laptop in there. I can put my light in there. I can plug my fan in there. And I can work for hours and hours without electricity. What are you going to do if your internet goes out? Do you have a hotspot? If not, I suggest you get a hotspot either on your phone or somehow through your cell phone company. Get a hotspot, because we didn't have electricity last week and we didn't have internet last week. And if I wouldn't have had that battery pack and I would not have had the hotspot, I wouldn't have gotten anything done, and my packages would not have been shipped out either. If you, God forbid, get hit by a car and you're in the hospital, or you have a family member who is ill and you have to take care of that family emergency, be sure that you have a plan in place for how you're going to handle that. All right? Because those orders are still going to come in. Those customers don't give a damn that you have a family emergency. They don't. They want their item. So you have several choices. You can put your store on time away, but be sure that you know that anything that has been liked or offered or offer accepted before you've put your store on time away and that person pays for that item, it has to be shipped in the original handling time that you set up before you were gone. All right? Or you can change your handling time through business policies, or you can change your handling time in bulk of, I don't know, how many can I do? 2,000 at a time, maybe? Again, you're going to see items that the handling time will not change on because people have made offers or they have watched your item. What I do in that case is I find all of those items that will not change and I end them and I relist them under the new handling time. It's usually anywhere between 10 and 50 items. So that's what I do when that happens. All right. Maybe you can find somebody who can help you. Maybe you have trained somebody to ship for you, or how to find, items for you in your inventory and ship them. That would probably be the best thing. Maybe you have a family member that can do that. If not, you're going to need to change your handling time, and super, super quick. What happened with me is when my dad went in the hospital, I had sales coming in, and I wasn't even home. Like, I had to leave. Like, I didn't even have time to do time away. I had sales coming in, and I had to message people and encourage them to cancel their orders because I didn't have any clue when the next time I would be back at my home to ship. The last thing I believe is you need to tell someone that you trust with your life your eBay password, your account information, and they need to be able to go into eBay, sign in through your account. They need to be able to call eBay, contact them, and give eBay your personal information so that they know they have access to that account, and they need to tell eBay about any issues that might be going on while you're away. And you also need to show them how to shut down your store, basically how to either end all of your listings. That would probably be the easiest if you had a family member and you needed to teach them this ahead of time. You say, here, click on all these items and end them. That's it. You're done. Yeah, it would be tough when you come back to get your store going again, but it would be the easiest for that family member or that personal friend to do. Be thinking about that, guys. Some of you youngins, you probably don't even need to worry about this, but at my age, at 61, I could have a heart attack today, and my store, could just totally go downhill if I didn't have somebody who could go in there and call, and end everything. I've got instructions on how to do it, and, that's how. So I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I hope it helps you, and if I've left anything out, I'm sorry. I'm driving. I'm going out of town, and I'm very distracted by traffic right now. But you guys know with my life, sometimes I have to do these things from the car, and it's just how it goes. So today is Memorial Day 2023. I hope you have had a wonderful day with friends, family. I hope you got to relax a little bit and that you didn't work too much. And I hope you will give this video a thumbs up. And again, if you're not subscribed, please hit the Rowboat in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen anytime. Be sure you hit the notification bell for all notifications so you'll be notified the next time I go live or upload a video. I greatly appreciate it, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!